Black Metal Hills here from Finland, and this time it's actually a Finnish band. Now, pardon for this rather grainy image, it's not exactly bright anymore, so you have to look at my face and this album with rather grainy ways. This one is Morgal, and it's this long-awaited debut album, Nightmare Lord. Why long-awaited is being described is that this band already got started in 2014, so it's been 7 years since the band's birth, so to speak, before we finally got to have this debut album. And I'm not the only one being a fan of this band. I mean, they have done quite a few smaller releases, demo, EPs, even a live recording, yet their full album has been there to be waited. And now it's here, released in late October 2021. This one features already so-called signature style of Morgal's music, that is melodic black metal with kind of a heavy metal influence, one could say, and also a lot of fast tempo. Now, Morgal is a little bit different type of melodic black metal than most of the bands known as melodic black metal. That is, often people talk about melodic black metal bands, which then again end up sounding a little bit more like 1990s melodic death metal, or mellow death, if you will. And that leads to a lot of bands sounding a little bit of like a Swedish style. Then there are bands such as Morgal, which in my opinion is closer to Destroyer 666 in its style, that it's more like leaning towards more melodic heavy metal, that is going back to the roots of 1980s and all that stuff with its melodic ways, and it creates this interesting combination of ways to do black metal. I mean, it's certainly very, very much black metal, be it about these kind of evil-sounding riffs, or be it about these raspier, shriekier vocals, or then just about topics the band is singing about, combining all these elements, fast tempo, evil, grim presence, and all that stuff. Now, people who have been listening to Morgal previously, for instance, this EP from 2018, the self-titled one, which totally got me blown away, and being the best release of the year, they already know what to expect. People who haven't heard Morgal have to kind of adjust their brain in a ways that it's kind of a fast-tempo, melodic black metal, not exactly sounding the kind of a Swedish style. That is bands like Dark Funeral, Murder and the like. Yet at the same time, it is very much fitting the same kind of a genre definition. Sounds a little bit chaotic, I guess, but once you actually hear a riff or two, or maybe a full song, you know pretty much what to expect. Nightmare Lord runs for some 35 minutes, so it's not exactly too lengthy, but kind of a very fitting total track length for this kind of an album. I mean, once you're done with it, you're probably a little bit like sweating, like, whew, that was a ride. But that doesn't give you the feeling like you're too much like bloated, like having this extra large pizza and you don't want to touch it no more. Rather, this gives you a little bit of a reason to give it another spin, and maybe then you're kind of stuffed with Morgal's presence. Now, overall, this album is done with some great quality. The songwriting, the individual melodies, the production values, and the vocals, they're all very much fitting in place, making this a really, really solid album. Now, what I would still say is that this is not on par with the self-titled EP from 2018. Maybe it just had a little bit better songwriting. Maybe it was, the first bass touching, like, okay, this is blown away. And after that, you kind of start to have these expectations. And Nightmare Lord is not able to do that. Mind you, even though there is this difference, like I rated that back in the days as 9 out of 10 and this is 8 out of 10, this doesn't mean that the gap is that big. I mean, this is good and solid, but that EP is great. So that's the difference. But basically, the style is the same. If you like that EP, I don't see why wouldn't you like this one as well. And it goes vice versa. If you like this one, you're kind of guaranteed to like the EP. Now, given that this is a first full album by the band, this is a very, very good way to start a career in a way. I mean, if you consider it a start when the first full album is released. I mean, it's one thing to release a couple of songs in the form of an EP and demo and, blow the world with it. And then another thing to have, say, 7 to 8 or, 10, 12 tracks and do a full album and keep the same level of quality and, blow the world up again. But be it as may, in my opinion, this is one of the better black metal albums from 2021. Maybe not as mind-blowing as the previous one, but still very, very solid release. And I would say anybody who likes melodic black metal should definitely be checking out. Even if you are not that much into melodic black metal, I still think you should give it a go, because this one is just pure quality. Now, see the links in the description box for some music. You can pretty much check it out. And what can I say? I really hope you dig it. And in case you prefer physical format, well, this is out on CD as well as tape and, digital format. I guess someday an LP version could be possible, but given today's vinyl situation, all bets are off. But meanwhile, go give it a chance and listen to it. And if you like the band, please check out my interviews with the band. And yes, interviews in plural format. There is one shorter one from 2021 and one of the earlier type from 2019. Now go enjoy some Morgal and have a good day.